Well, good morning. I'm not coming to you in my pajamas this morning. How are you? Welcome into the Real Monica Adams Show. If you are new to our show, I'm your host, Monica Adams, and we, of course, will be starting off the show telling you one more time, thank you, prayer warriors. It's about 25,000 people, I think, that saw that first video when we went on to you Tuesday morning. Not how we expected to go on. If you haven't seen, my mom's in the hospital. Many of you know already, but if you don't know, she fell late Monday night. And it's that call you never want to get, right? You just want to make sure that your parents are always doing okay. Got that call and rushed her to the hospital, ended up finding out that she broke her femur. So we've been updating you on all of that. A lot of you, just sending out prayers and thoughts. I've been reading all of your posts to her. Thank you so much. Don't let the prayers stop. Let them keep coming in. She is seeing everything that you're saying to her. And I'm just going to do a little update with you to let you know where she is and what's ahead for her. That's some of the stuff I definitely wanted to kick off with you this morning. And then I'm super excited to bring our cousin back on. Hopefully you saw the show that we did with Kym Prewitt just a couple of weeks ago, but we said there's a program, it's called Rise, and it absolutely needed its own show so that we can go into the philanthropic arm of what they're doing, the incredible work that they're doing in Birmingham, Alabama. But we're hoping you're taking that youth leadership model that they have and use that in other cities and other states. And we'll give you the information of how you can get in touch with Kym Prewitt so that you can talk a little bit more in depth about, again, what you can do maybe within your school or talk to some students or people in the education system. So first of all, good morning to all of you. Obviously, the big story that we're talking about all over the place. So, we always give you the weather in the beginning, and a lot of times it has to do with our St. Louis, Missouri area and our Southern Illinois area, but this is hitting everyone and it's going to hit us hard. This is what we are seeing ahead. We'll get into the snow aspect. Obviously, the models change. They look at the Euro model, by the way, more so than any other model of really what it is going to be trending. For our area, 38. So enjoy these last couple of days of warmer weather. And I know you don't think 38 is warm, but by the time this weekend, you'll think that absolutely felt like it was on the beach. 38 for today, 9 tonight, and then it starts. Our wind chills will be low 0 on Friday with a high of only 12. You're down to 2 degrees on Friday night, and then we get into Saturday and Sunday and Monday, and we're talking dangerous weather. Snow, frigid temperatures, 12 degrees on Saturday, 8 for a low Saturday night. We get into Sunday, 15 for the high and more snow. That's when it's supposed to taper off for our particular area. But look at the low Sunday night, and it could get below, in the minus degrees. But right now it's 0. Monday, frigid temperatures, but it's starting to warm up a little bit to 20 degrees, down to 10 Monday night. And then we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Nice not to see snow in the forecast and a rebound of those temperatures. Again, 30 by Tuesday. And then we are going to be in the mid to upper 20s. As I mentioned, though, it is all over. I mean, look at that. Depending on where your family and friends are, we're talking about the possibility of ice more than snow, or we're talking feet of snow. I mean, truly heavy snow and sleet and freezing rain expected starting Friday in much of the nation's midsection, shifting toward the East Coast through Sunday. Temperatures will be slow to warm in many areas. And what does that mean? Of course, the ice that forms on the roads and the sidewalks might stick around for longer. So the exact timing is what all the meteorologists are looking at right now and where it's headed. It remained uncertain over the last couple of days because if you looked at any kind of forecast for our immediate area, I was looking at it at the hospital and actually happy initially to say, oh, looks like maybe it's going to miss us, or maybe we're only going to get an inch. And then it turned into 3 to 5. And then those numbers higher. Again, our particular area looking like it was in a line to stay away from the ice. We were looking at ice more so going to the south. Now that model's changing around, but we were looking at Tennessee and Arkansas and Alabama. So we will be looking at this. And as we get our aspiring meteorologist back on tomorrow, we'll have him on a little bit longer at the beginning of the show because I will want Beckett to break this all down for us, not only for our area, but for all your family and friends that are in other cities and states. You're going to want to check on the elderly. You're going to keep those animals in. Please do not have the animals outside. Check in with rescue, see what they need. Do they need extra food and blankets and bedding for the dogs that they have in rescue? Again, this is when the community really needs to step up and come together. So we'll be keeping an eye. That's the big story all over the United States. We will be digging deeper into that as I said, coming into tomorrow morning. And then I'll be checking in on all of you. And please, as I said, check in on each other as we go throughout the weekend. All right. We're going to bring my cousin on here in just a second. Let me say good morning to all of you because I see you. Again, you diehards. Thank you. Christy, Kathleen, Linda, Rose, Sean, good morning to you. Stephanie, Cindy, thank you. I appreciate that. You're very kind, Cindy. Karen, good morning. Julie, good morning. Kristen. All right. So you just asked, how is Mama Jackie? That is exactly, obviously, how I will start the show. When your temperatures and your wind chill below zero, you hibernate. And growing up in Minnesota, Stephanie, I bet you dealt with that. All right. To answer Kristen's question, let me get into it. But as we do that, because this is family to me, my cousin, this is Kym Prewitt. If you didn't see Kym on a couple of weeks ago, she's the co-founder of Youth Leadership Vestavia Hills, which is in Birmingham, Alabama. And we're going to talk about Rise here in just a second. First of all, Kimmy, love you. Good morning.
Love you too. Good morning. Sorry to hear about your sweet mama.
Thank you. I know you all love her. And the reason that I'm starting with Kym is that Kym's met her. And just like everybody does, the moment you met my mom, you fall in love with her within seconds, right?
Yep, absolutely. Personality, everything coming out the ears. Love her.
And that's exactly what's happened in the hospital over the last couple of days. They met her and they're just like, oh, she's so adorable. And I'm like, I know. And then one of the nurses is like, you look like a movie star. She's like, oh, I'm sure. My hair's all a mess. So I was telling Kym, I did do her hair yesterday, made her feel better. I mean, again, when you feel horrible, just any little thing makes you feel a little bit better. So Kym, and to all of you, I want you to see this because it will make you laugh. This is not after. This is when my mom's in pain, but she was saying it was kind of a dull pain and it was down to just kind of a 1 or a 2. It's escalated because now they're moving her, obviously. And they're doing I can't say this enough. They are doing an amazing job at Mercy. She's Mercy West, so Mercy Hospital. I mean, true angels. But this is before they get ready to take her down. This is my mother. If you've ever wanted to really know my mother, this is my mom. All right, everybody wants to know. There it is. This is my mom, right? This is her getting ready to go down for surgery. We'll let you know, but she definitely got her quick way. Okay, so that's her just being her goofball self. You know what that is that she put on her head, Kym?
I think, well, you tell me, is it a throw up bag?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have those in the emergency area. When you get up into the room, they were like, oh, we don't even have those. They just have like a really bucket. But she's hung on to this thing, and then she took it and put it on top of her head. I'm like, that's my mother. Folks, that was her just before she went down into surgery. When she came back, everybody was like, oh, you got to film her because she's coming out of anesthesia. She'll probably do something crazy. She was down in the recovery a little bit longer, so we didn't get a chance to see whatever silliness she would have done, but we captured it, as you can see, before. I hope that all made you laugh. Again, keep sending your thoughts and prayers to her, but she's got her spirits high. So this, by the way, is yesterday. This is when, if you want to see her, she looks fabulous. This is her now recovery, but it's right after I did her hair and makeup again to make her feel a little bit better about herself. Let me thank all of you, not only for your thoughts and prayers, but Michelle Harmon, I love you. Michelle brought flowers up to her that smell absolutely incredible. She was like, Monica, when you're in the hospital, you've ever been in a hospital, you always said there's a farmer's fridge. Yes, I was so excited. That's what's on the right. I was so excited to see a farmer's fridge so we could stay there and eat healthy. But there you go. Look at her. She's just absolutely glowing and doing remarkable. So your prayer warriors, you're doing it. She said to each and every one of you, you're helping. Again, Kym, our biggest thing, and you understand this. I mean, you never want anything to happen to your parents. And when you do, you just want to take that pain away. So the hardest thing to watch right now is them getting her up to do physical therapy and the blood curdling scream she did yesterday. I have to turn away because I start crying.
Yeah, it is so hard. And I know that relationship you have with your mama is so special. So it makes it even harder, but she looks beautiful and she is so resilient. I think it's going to be it's all going to be okay.
It is. It is. She's got, we always say, I'm like, Mom, you are just unbelievably faith-based and God's got you and he'll carry you through this. Anyway, everybody, I know you wanted to know. So I definitely wanted to start off the show with it today. So she will be there for maybe another 2-3 days, making sure she's okay to transfer. Then she'll go into a skilled nursing facility. And then from there, we've got her. She will not be going back home. She'll be with my brother, Brian, or myself. But thank you again, prayers, thoughts. We've felt them all. Don't let them stop. Keep them coming in. And I'll just say this for all of you, anyone in our family here that needs thoughts and prayers, we've got it for each and every one of you. But if you need special prayers, just put them in the comment section. Okay, Kimmy, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Rise. Cannot wait for you all to hear about this. Don't go anywhere.
Thankful to Monica for having me on the show here today. I just love having the opportunity to try and help other people. There are a lot of people in my life that were there for me in my time of need, and that was important for me today to talk to Monica about that. You know, you can get low and then work yourself back up to where you want to be, and people around you can help you do that. Surround yourself with the right people. That's what Monica tries to do here with this show. In fact, I know that's what she wants to do, is she wants people that are like-minded to help each other, to point each other in the right direction, to lift each other up, not put each other down. It was amazing for me to sit in here and talk with Monica, and hopefully it helps somebody along the way. I know that every show that she puts on is fantastic. It's worth your while to be tuning in every single day. Don't worry about some of the negativity around the world, whether it's on TV and this, that, the other. Tune in here to Monica and let her tell her story as well as her guests tell their story. There's always something that you can get from somebody else. And if you pick up just one little thing that helps you, that makes this a success. And that is why I'm here with Monica today.
Well, welcome back. By the way, Kym, my mom's evidently watching. I just looked out.
Text you?
Well, no, I can see when people sign in, and I just looked down on it says Jacqueline Adams is watching, which probably means my brother Brian put it on the phone for her so that she could see. So hello, Mama. Kym says hello.
Yes. Hey, Mama Jackie. That's great.
All right. For all of you that are just tuning in, sit back, grab. By the way, my wonderful husband just gave me this. And look, Mom, he gave me the mom mug. I was like, you're so sweet. It says, thanks, Mom. I turned out awesome.
Cute.
So for those of you that are just tuning in, again, as you see on the screen, Kym Prewitt, she's our cousin in the South. She's in Birmingham, Alabama, and she's the co-founder of a program that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. Again, Youth Leadership Vestavia Hills, which is in Birmingham, Alabama. Kym and I just kind of sprinkled in at the end of the show yesterday. We talked about Rise, and we'll talk about how long this has been around. But Kimmy, can you kind of break that down for us? So that's the philanthropic arm, right?
Yes. So just as a quick review, the entire program that we have at Vestavia Hills High School in Birmingham is called Youth Leadership, and its main purpose is to engage students, to connect students, and it's hard not to go into a lot of detail, but that's what we did on the last show. But there's a arm of that is the service piece, the philanthropic piece, and a lot of schools do service projects, and a lot of times it's through their SGA, their student government association, or in other clubs that do service. Well, because we have this structure, what we do at our high school is the SGA has the fall, and we have a fall charity that they identify. It's different every year. And then our tradition has become that in the spring, well, from January through May, we have a semester-long service learning project that we call Rise. And it is run by our youth leadership students, which is a ton of them. I mean, hundreds of students. And all students in the school are encouraged to participate, and there's different ways to do it. Now, RISE is an acronym, and for us, we are, our mascot is the Rebels, and so RISE stands for Rebels Impact Through Service and Engagement. And it is really, our goal is that engagement piece again, to engage students in meaningful service projects that are for a cause that is bigger than themselves. That's a picture right there of all cancer survivors, student cancer survivors. So cancer is our cause, specifically cancer among people who are ages 15 to 39. So in Birmingham has the O'Neill Cancer Center, which is one of 7. Okay, that picture right there, I have to stop for a second. Those 4 outstanding young men either went to the Naval Academy or West Point, as you can see, and all 4 of them have been leaders in my program. Love those boys. They're not boys, they're men, and they're serving now. They have graduated. They are all out serving, and I'm so proud of them. Anyway, side note, as I'm seeing these pictures, it brings back such great memories. But
I was just going to ask that as you went through this. I'm like, she's got to smile. She's got to tear up. Just be proud.
I'm so proud, so proud. Everything that we do is student driven. There's student ideas. It's student run. I can't say enough about these young people and their drive and their compassion and their empathy and their creativity and their work ethic. So anyway, we actually do what we do for UAB. All right, so University of Alabama at Birmingham has one of the, I think, 7 comprehensive cancer centers across the country.
Oh, wow.
Outstanding medical facility here. People don't know that about Birmingham.
Oh.
But we're super proud of it. And there is a program there, a specific program called the AYA program, and that stands for Adolescent and Young Adults, and ages 15 to 39, which is a unique time to get cancer, and a lot of it has to do with fertility preservation. And so this program, 8 years ago when we started this, we raised money for the cancer center. We were just going to give them whatever money we raised, trust them that it stays locally and goes to the research that they needed to go to. Well, we raised, that first year, we raised $250,000. And they said, well, what do you want it to go to? And I said, well, we trust that you're going to use it where you need it. No. We want the students to decide. So they did this incredible professional, of course, presentation to a large group of our students. And our students went through this process where they decided where they wanted the money to go. And they chose this program because it has to do with their peers. It's also a program that bridges Children's of Alabama, Children's Hospital, with the UAB Hospital for adults. And so it's a great cause, and we have worked with them and raising money for them all these years. But I have to say, we do not lead with, we're raising money for cancer.
Right.
What we lead with is we are engaging students in service for others. And the money comes. But we start with wanting to get students involved in a meaningful way outside of the classroom.
Right.
And not everybody is on an athletic team. Not everybody is in the arts. There are some students who they're like, I don't play an instrument or sing, and I don't do a sport, but I want to be engaged in my school. Well, this is a great way to do it. And I think that everything we talk about today, Monica, I want to say on the front end, can be done at any school. And what I'm going to say today is a lot. We do a ton, and we've been doing it for years, and we've been growing it. But a school could take pieces of this and still meet their goals and be very successful with student engagement.
Absolutely. So when you chose who, again, from the philanthropic side, where the money is going, do they all say, do they have a say? Do they weigh in on this is what's true to our heart? Yes. Okay.
Yes, they do every year. And there have been some years that we've said, yes, we want to continue giving to the AYA program, but there was one season that we had a sweet child in our community that was fighting cancer and lost his battle. I hate to say that. There's got to be a better way to say that.
I know, right?
Because we know he's in a better place now and is not suffering. But there was a foundation that was started in his name. So we did an event and gave towards that. So sometimes, we're flexible, but it's always cancer.
Okay.
Because cancer touches everybody.
Yep.
We all know somebody who has had it. And so we are all about raising money for cancer research. So we do it in some really fun, creative, meaningful ways.
Powerful. I mean, just look as you're just tuning in again, Kym Prewitt, as we mentioned, is my guest today, and the amount of kids, and just, can you take us through this? Because you see the smiles on their faces, you see the camaraderie, you see the amount of the students that come together and just being proud of this. Can you pass along some of the comments from over the years? Look at the hugs, look at, as I said, the smiles, and I'm sure a lot of tears, as well as many times it could be that while they are getting into the program and then being a part of it, that suddenly they realize that they're raising for someone very close to them. And there's stories of that, of, oh my gosh, now this is my brother, my sister, my parent, etc.
One year we had 7 students who were cancer survivors or were going through it, who were willing to participate in that way, who were willing to say, hey, I've been through this, or I'm going through this. Of course, we've had others who have been through it who were like, that's private. We don't push that at all. But we've had students so yes, it is emotional. It's very personal. There is a young man named Sam Cunningham who has an amazing story and was one of our main leaders. He got cancer in middle school and it came back at some point in high school. He is at Auburn University now, and he is a trainer for the basketball team. And Coach Bruce Pearl, who just retired at Auburn, took Sam under his wing when he heard about his story. And Coach Pearl's big about big cancer awareness person, thank goodness. And anyway, we've got all sorts of stories I could talk about all day long. I guess we need to start with kind of what this semester looks like, unless you're about to take a break, and then
No, please
okay.
Go.
So we have really basically 2 big areas that we focus on. So a school could take just one of these. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that we do is we create events these are all student ideas. They are student led, they're student run, and they're events that raise money, but they also engage the greater community. Mm-hmm. So one event we have, for example, every single year is a 5K color run. That a lot of people have runs like that. And but ours, we really try to engage the middle school students. It's for everybody in the community. It's through the neighborhood. It starts and ends at the high school. It's your typical color run. Yep. For a few years, we did a fun run that was in the football stadium for elementary kids. And we called it the Superhero Fun Run. I don't think we're doing it this year, but it's a great event. That's our Kids Day. That picture right there is our Kids Day. So let me tell you about Kids Day. Kids Day is when we have a bunch of seniors dress up like superheroes and Disney characters.
Oh, I love it.
And we have something like 80 characters.
Really?
And this year was COVID, so we had to have it outside. But it's usually in the gym, and our students have made these backdrops. That's another picture. Oh, it's going to be so hard for me to stay on task.
We're just showing pictures of Rise events. I mean, again, yes. So feel free. Feel free to any of these go, oh my gosh. Because again,
okay.
So Rise again began in 2019. If you're just tuning in, and again, this is the 8th year that they're starting. But the first 7, they raised almost 1.5 million for AYA cancer research. So you look at all of these, and Kim's going to be like, oh, wait a minute, I got to talk about that one.
I know. I'll try to go in order. I'm going to try to ignore the pictures. But that picture right there is teachers. It's a bunch of teachers. And we have a kickoff assembly and we do a fun teacher skit. So the kids know that the teachers are engaged as well. And they dress up. And this year, I think it was like a decade theme and they did funny things. And then we have this series of events. So like, for example, if it doesn't ice in Birmingham this Saturday, we're going to have our Sadie Hawkins dance.
Okay.
And that's a longstanding tradition for us, but our students put it on. And then
you know what? And for people who are younger and you hear her say Sadie Hawkins, you're like, what? So I don't know what you all call it today, but it was Sadie Hawkins. It was switch dance, right? I don't know. You can all drop in comments. What is it called where your kids are? What was it called where you were in school? Kimmy, when you were in school, was it Sadie Hawkins?
We actually didn't have Sadie Hawkins when I was there. But I knew what it was, but we didn't have one actually when I was in school. But the girls asked the boys, and
right. For us, it was called switch dance.
It's so fun, and it's so fun, and a lot of the kids just go in big groups of friends, and we have a DJ, and it's just tons of fun.
I hope you can have it, and I hope the ice stays away.
I know, me too. Right now it's on, unless something changes. You never know. We don't have any milk or bread in the stores. Just in case.
We took it all. Kim said, "You guys are taking it all." We're making French toast here.
Good.
So Sadie Hawkins, you talked about the 5K color run, the superhero fun run. You have Kids Day, Rise Day. Again, these are all community events.
So, and we've had some other random kind of one-off times, like what you saw a picture a little while ago of Walker Burroughs. And some of y'all may remember Walker was like in the top 8 of American Idol. He was a graduate right before, during his American Idol season, right before it went to the finals, he was able to come home, and I called him and I said, Walker, you're doing American Idol, right? This is the way they film it and then, show it later. You don't really see it in real time in the beginning, And he said, yes, ma'am. And I said, can you come just sing can you come home and do a concert? And he goes, I guess so. Yes, ma'am, I guess so. And he had to get permission to do it.
Yeah.
It was huge.
I'm sure.
I can't believe the whole school turned out for him.
Of course they did.
Before he went on to, but everybody loves Walker. And so it was great. So he's had a concert. We've had student battle of the bands, events. We've had the Alabama Symphony came one year and did a beautiful concert for us. We've had a community-wide yard sale. I think you saw a picture of my co-teacher in there with that, but all sorts of creative ideas that we have that are big events that we try to sort of target different age groups in the community. The Kids Day that we do where all of our students dress up is magical. And we've had people bring their kids who have said, well, we were going to go to Disney, but we don't need to now because we've seen everybody. Or we were going to go to Disney, but, now I know that my child is afraid of Mickey Mouse. So we have Mickey and Minnie. And that picture is a polar plunge, which in Alabama, it rarely gets cold enough to have a polar plunge, but we did.
You can do it this weekend.
Yes, we can do it this weekend for sure. But our kids are just so creative and they love it. They love coming together for this. So that's half of it. We do events like that.
Yeah.
Then what you're getting into now is our teams.
What is this one?
That's Coach Adams. We love him. He's an assistant principal and he is duct taped to the wall. So
why?
So we have teams. Students they get on teams of like 12 to 20 students and they think of creative ways to raise money. And so that's one of the ways that they thought of and got him to agree. And actually last year, I think they also taped the principal to the wall. So kids during lunch will come up and buy a strip of duct tape. So that's their donation.
Well,
and then
way to go, Coach.
Stool, yes. And then they take the stool out from underneath them. And it gets, I will tell you, Coach Adams says it gets really hot behind all that duct tape. There's no heat escaping him right now. So
that's the athlete's way of getting back at all the run that they have to do and all of the calisthenics. We got you, coach.
That's right. That's right.
Real quick, again, if you're just tuning in, Kym Prewitt, and again, I know a lot of you tune in every second. If you have to run off to work, be sure to come back to this. Rise. Again, if you have any questions for Kym, because I know you had some wonderful ones and good comments when she was on just a couple of weeks ago when we talked about youth leadership, but now we're talking about the philanthropic side, which again is called Rise. I am going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to go deeper into this. Again, student teams, Rise Day, all these wonderful events, again, helping to create a sense of tradition and school spirit, as well as, and you can feel this, goodwill, which is what we always want, right? That kindness, and seeing how these people, these students, again, all different ages, coming together and making a really incredible impact in their community. So don't go anywhere. We will have more of the Real Monica Adams Show, again, with our guest, Kym Prewitt. So don't go anywhere. Welcome to the mobile Monica version of the Real Monica Adams Show at my favorite restaurant. There's something about a coffee house that's just very warm and welcoming.
Gives you that sense of community.
What are you most proud of since you've opened it?
I cry easily. I'm thankful for everybody here.
You opened the door during the middle of the pandemic. You got the best Italian restaurant in the United States. Here in St. Louis, you put us on the map. Does it scare you? You go through fear?
Terrifying.
So how do you get past the fear?
We find something to laugh about.
Well, we're talking about these mobile Monicas, and our next one is coming up on February 10th, Apricot Lane Boutique. I've been stopped on the street actually a handful of times this past week, and people saying, oh my gosh, I live in that area, didn't even know about it. Well, good. I'm so glad, and we will be able to sit down with Monica. She is the owner, Monica Lynn. She will actually be on with us this coming Monday morning, because you know when someone books a mobile Monica, I love to tell their backstory. I've been a storyteller for over 3 decades, and there's Mama, by the way. She was shopping when I took this footage around Christmas time. So they're located here in the St. Louis, Missouri. Well, really, again, in a suburb. So it's St. Charles County. For those that are watching us from Alabama, we'd love for you to come in. We've got some great shopping, and we're going to talk all about her story, how she came to this entrepreneurial spirit. But at the same time, we're going to shop with her on February 10th. And with you, 4 p.m. is that mobile Monica. So if you're interested, by the way, in us bringing the show on the road to you, and I like when we have guests on from other cities and states, because yes, we can take this and bring our audience on these 7 platforms to your business. We did that, by the way, in Fredericksburg, Texas last summer, 11 shows in 3 days spotlighting their area. So Kimmy, I think you should make that happen. We need to come to Alabama because you've got some good shopping and it's a great food area, by the way, folks.
Oh yeah, it's a well-kept secret. I mean, people don't realize Birmingham's a big foodie town.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely amazing. So again, welcome into the show. Please share, like, follow on whatever platform you're on so they can hear about Rise, and then they can say, okay, well, this is in Birmingham, but let's talk about doing this here. So get the kids together, get anybody that's in the education system and have them hear, again, what Rise is all about. So we went into the break and talked about these incredible events. And I saw one of the comments that said, my school did the same thing, Kym, duct taped our principal to the wall.
So the next part that I want to talk about is the heart of it. It is what makes this unique, and it's really what creates incredible student engagement. And we call them Rise teams, and we encourage every single student to join a team. So you might want to be a team captain and get your team together, or somebody might ask you to be on a team. Sometimes we have students who are looking to be on a team, and we help connect them with a team, which is all part of that engaging every single student. And we encourage this because there are some students who don't participate outside of the classroom in any other way except through these teams. Okay. So we form these in the late fall to get ready for this spring. And I'm telling you that for many students through the years, I've seen this truly transform their high school experience because they are engaged in a different way.
I was just going to say, in what way? Like, how does it elevate it?
Because they suddenly are part of a small team. We talked last time about how small groups are transformational. And so in our retreats and our training for this program, we break them up into small groups. This is the same concept, Monica.
Okay.
It's a small group of students who work together, who, so, all right, for example, this team right here, this is a team that these kids have graduated, but this was a great team. So they come together. They can be from different grades. A lot of times it'll be a group of kids in the same grade that get together and they come up with creative ideas to raise money, but we really want them to do service projects. It's not about knocking on doors and asking for donations. It's about, let us wrap your Christmas presents. Let us decorate your Christmas tree. We've had a team who they were the Easter bunny and they hid Easter eggs the night before Easter. And I'm talking thousands of eggs, and parents loved it because they didn't have to do that.
They didn't have to do it, right?
So they did the whole thing. This was their idea. They stuffed the eggs. They advertised for it. They talked to the parents about it. They figured out a system. They broke up into teams to go and hide the eggs the night before. The skills that it teaches them are lifelong skills, but it's teamwork. It's about work ethic. It's about being creative. Unlikely friendships are formed. Sometimes kids will see, okay, here's a new student who maybe hasn't made a lot of friends yet, or here's somebody that needs to be plugged in, and they'll plug them in with them, and it's magic. I mean, it is incredible, the transformation that some of these kids go through, and to watch them from year to year grow and become more responsible. I have kids walk into my classroom and say, I have an idea. I don't have a team yet, but we'll work on how do we get the team together? How do you put that idea into action? We had a student, awesome student one year as a sophomore, and he did this every year. He created a clinic. He's a soccer player. Mm-hmm. He contacted our local professional soccer team, got some of them to come out and did a clinic for special needs children.
Oh, I love it.
Had a sibling who was special needs. So he connected all the dots in his life that were his passion, put it together and did. And, it wasn't something that was about raising a ton of money, but it was about raising awareness and about engaging these students. And it was incredible. So they come up with some pretty cool ideas.
Well, I was just going to say, again, you never want to have favorites, but I'm not doing this on purpose to use the word, but what rises to the top? Like what is just, if you look at from starting, going into your 8th year, what just really stands out of, wow, this was remarkable. Or at the same time, what was like a big undertaking of, I can't believe we pulled that off.
Every year is, and I can't believe we pulled that off. Because you're starting new with new kids, not all new kids, because they're in it for the 4 years that they're in high school, but it's new ideas. It's kids coming in every day saying, "Can we do that?" Not everything gets approved either. I mean, they've had some ideas that like, that's not really safe, or I'm not sure. No, we can't do that. But I would say that. The one I just told you, the team idea with the special needs soccer clinic, it rises to the top because it met so many really special things. The Walker Burroughs concert was pretty incredible.
How many people showed up for that?
I mean, our auditorium seats probably almost 2,000. I mean, it was packed. In fact, he came back the next year too, and we had to move it to a bigger facility that holds like 4,000. And it was, we've had some pretty incredible things. We've had, there also, it's interesting because it really engages the whole community. We have a group of women that live in a certain area of our city, and they do a witches ride. And they donate the money to Rise every year just because choose it. They know about it. They think it's an important cause. And we don't have anything to do with the planning. We send students out there to help volunteer, but they do this really fun. There it is. They're the witches ride. I mean, they're all in, and we love it that they do that. Our baseball team, we had a very beloved baseball coach, Sammy Dunn. He won national championships while he was here. And so our baseball team has a golf tournament every year, and a portion of theirs goes, Coach Dunn died of cancer. And so part of that money goes towards RISE. So it's really a community-wide awareness and engagement. And so let's talk about this. This is our culminating event. It's called RISE Day, even though that's at night. It goes into the night. Mm-hmm. And all of the teams, plus maybe students that weren't on a team, you might have students who are really involved in spring sports and they say, I don't really have time or whatever. All students come to this. And it's a day. We usually have it on a Saturday. We have it out on our practice field. All the teams set up their tents. I think there's a bird's eye view you have there of the tents set up. And they either have games or they sell food. We get vendors. We get, Chick-fil-A and Moe's and food that's brought in, but we sell it through the student tents. And we have a stage where we have student performers, bands, or people that sing solo, or we've had all sorts of different student acts that are constantly on that stage. And we have some things going on in the gym during the day, like a 3-on-3 basketball tournament and a dodgeball tournament. And the community comes to this. We've got little kids, older kids like me. We have all community, come out just to see what these students have done. So that's what you're seeing now. See, to the right, there's the RISE stage and some of our student bands. And then at the end of the night, once it gets dark, it culminates in what we call a luminary ceremony. There's my mom.
I know. I was just going to say, we got this. So as much as I adore my mother, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. When I first met Kym, I fell in love with Jim's Southern family. I met Aunt Janet, and I was told, he's like, as much as people do with your mom, it's going to be the same thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how do you not? Right? There's millions of people that have been touched by juju.
I mean, seriously, but our moms must have come from the same mold. They're incredible. But so that's the young and the old. Don't tell mom I called her the old, but
don't call her old.
And this is RISE Day. This is RISE Day. So people come out from across the community. So at the end of the night, we have that's our poster. These kids are amazing.
Focus, right?
They design posters, they make videos, they design logos, they write thank you notes, they call adults, they ask for sponsorships, they meet with them, they dress up, they present at chamber meetings. Like, the opportunities for these kids across the board is incredible. But at RISE Day, when it goes into the night, we all leave the tents and we go up into the stadium, and all the kids are sitting in the middle of the field, and we turn out all the lights and we light these luminaries. These luminaries, these kids have sold all season. So like, I'll buy a luminary for $5 for my dad. And it'll, or whoever in my life has been a cancer survivor or not, whatever, anybody that's battled cancer, and their name's written on it. And of course, we have a ton of committees. Committee for every event we do. We have a luminary committee. We have committees for everything, because we want kids to be engaged in all these different ways. Sure. So the luminary committee has spent the entire semester selling, and it's usually about 2,000 luminaries that they sell. And then that morning, as we set up for RISE Day, they're putting them out around the track. They're putting them up in the stadium. And that night we come together and we have our leaders and sometimes cancer survivors, different speakers who are up in the press box, who are conducting this ceremony, is what we call it, a ceremony. And we've got singers from our choir that are singing this beautiful music. And we are lighting our lights, which is, of course, their phone lights, and it's just an incredible time to remember. Sure. And to reflect. And then it ends with a walk around the track, and everybody gets up and we play this beautiful music. And sometimes it's live music. It's our students, always our students, nobody else. Our students do everything. And they're walking around the track in unison, unified. And then we go into a celebration of our grand total. But we always try to include in our big reveal of our total things like how many students participated and how many teams we had and how much, the service side of it, because that's really what we lead with. Sure. And then the money comes because of all that. And it's unbelievable. And I don't think I don't ever let them set a money goal, which is counterintuitive to all your professional fundraisers out there, I know. But if we set a goal and they didn't meet it, they would think all was lost.
Yep.
So I'm like, we're not setting a money goal. Our goal is engagement. Our goal is number of students. So last year we had a record number of students. It was well over 1,000 that participated on teams. We have an incredible principal, and her name is Blair Nabinet, and she, at our kickoff, told the students, if you get to a certain number of student participants on teams, then I will, and this happened, spend a week in a gerbil ball. And she did. And I wish I had I did not have a picture to send you.
I was going to say, I didn't see that.
It's a giant
inflatable.
Well, I know
what you're talking about, right? Those big balls that they're in.
So I came to school the week after Rise, and she was conducting meetings from her gerbil ball. So she was there at the, it was.
How long was she in it?
A week of school. A week. It was unbelievable. This woman's incredible.
That's dedication.
So it's dedication, and now you know why the kids adore her. But so this year, what did she say she was going to do? Oh, I think she's going to be a traveling DJ for the week. So I think in between classes, she's going to play music for kids. And anyway, she's incredible.
Well, you think about that, and we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, the impact that a teacher or anybody, again, can make on a child's life. That is not something that those students will ever forget. Though, when you get together with your friends later and you celebrate 10 years after you've graduated, 20 years, 30, right? You come back and that's exactly what you say. Oh my gosh, do you remember when she was inside and she taught inside this gerbil? Oh yeah. You start laughing. And then you also start realizing, remember what we did. Remember the impact that we made.
Another thing about Rise, we've had student surveys where people will say, what's your favorite thing about school? And I mean, it's for most of them, it's Rise. Mm-hmm. And we have the participation rate of kids from across all different backgrounds is incredible. And it's the one, Rise Day is the one event that brings together more students than anything else we do. Right. Anything. Right. And, the prom is for juniors and seniors. And, there's events that bring them together, athletic events, but nothing like this. And they come because they want to. It's not like an assembly at school that, okay, everybody report to the auditorium. Right. Speaker. It's something that they want to do. And it is absolutely incredible to watch these kids lead and have this sense of accomplishment and learn that the little things matter, saying thank you. And, I could just walk through 100 stories with you about watching. One night I remember, this was like 10 years ago, we had something called Relay for Life before that led into this.
That's what it sounded like, because I was involved. We have an incredible organization that actually, and I'm sure it's in other states as well, but it was called Team in Training. It's with Leukemia Lymphoma Society. And I have been blessed to MC that event in the past and then be a part of it. And so I just looked at, and again, this is what when you were describing that, I got chills of people that are out there. They would carry different colored balloons. Some of them were in memory of someone that was lost. Others are for someone that was battling. And then the other was survivor. And so you look at that, Kym, and you look at hope, right? Inspiration. If someone was lost, as you said at the beginning, we know that they've gone to a greater place, and we remember the memories with them, the blessed memories. But you see the amount of community that comes out for something like that. And that's exactly what this reminded me of. And it is life-changing.
Yes. I had a student, so this is years ago. It was the end of the night. These students get there, the ones who were like set up and clean up, and they get there early in the morning. They work their tails off. This is just on Rise Day, okay? Work their tails off all day and into the night, and we're there till midnight cleaning up. And I had a boy. It was the end of the night, the very end of the night. We were beyond exhausted, and I sat down in the parking lot on the curb, and he came and plopped down next to me. And this was a boy who was not otherwise very engaged in school at all, and had probably felt, had a group of friends, but just didn't feel real
connected with others.
Yes, not full of school spirit, kind of, just was kind of would go to school and would be at school and didn't maybe love it.
Just go through the motions.
Yes, plopped down next to me. He had gotten there very beginning of the morning. He was on our team, our logistics team, like guys with muscles that come and help set up. And
the roadies.
Yes, roadies. Yes, exactly. And he looked at me and he said, "I'm so glad I did this." Aww. And I said, "Did what?" And he said, "That I signed up for this." And I said, "You've worked tirelessly all day long and you're happy you did it?" And he said, "Yes, ma'am." He said, this was the best thing I've ever done.
See, it's life-changing.
And it was hard work all day long, but it was life-changing. Yes, because he reaped the benefits of it,
Sense of purpose.
Which was being a part of a team and doing something for somebody else.
Right.
It's service leadership. It's service, it's that servant leadership model in action all day long. It's an incredible thing to watch. So if any of the schools or anybody that's listening that, would want to know more about, especially about this team aspect, I would say if you were going to do one thing, start there.
Right.
Don't worry about big events. It is a lot of work, but the teams is what is really engaging the students.
But Kym, so we'll say this in our final, 7 minutes or so here, we are showing you potential. We're showing you purpose, a purpose-filled life. Everybody always asks, what's your purpose? I mean, you hear that question a lot. They're teaching it, though, at a very young age, because, yes, some of you might hear, oh, okay, I hear a certain organization, they've done this or that. Yes, but it's usually the adults that run everything. Kym's saying the kids, so they're being taught very young. And just imagine what they're able to do as they carry that forward, because they've already done it. And then that sparked some kind of inspiration inside of them, and this joy and this feeling of look at how we change lives coming together. And then they carry that forward with them. Okay, we're going to take our final break. But if you have questions, Kym, before we go into the break, because we gave it last time, but I want to make sure that they can reach out to you. To give them your email address again. And as we go to a break, I'll put it in the comments for all of you.
Okay, it's just Kym Prewitt at Gmail is the best way to get
with a Y, by the way, KYM. I'll spell it all out for you.
Yes.
Kym Prewitt at Gmail. All right, everybody, don't go anywhere. More with Kym. And of course, we always bring the devotion and faith in at the end. And today, I think it's from Sarah Young. It's Jesus Listens. That's coming up for you.
This lady got me in the best shape of my life. I literally didn't know that I could be in shape like that. But the amount that she pours into her clients, and especially whenever you get the one-on-one training, it's mind-blowing. I mean, it was really life-changing. I learned so much about proper form, about nutrition, about just being able to invest in myself. hired Monica to be my personal trainer, which was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
So there are multiple platforms that the Real Monica Adams Show is on. That's one of them. We were talking at the hospital, actually. Some of the nurses there were like, where can I watch? Again, whatever platform makes sense for you, but I'd like for you to also subscribe to the YouTube channel. We say the word subscribe. I wish they would change that. It does not mean it costs anything. So really just follow and make sure you're following YouTube so that you get that notification just like on Facebook and X and Rumble and Instagram and all the other platforms we're on. But the reason I say to do both is the entire library is on our YouTube channel. So when you get inspired by guests like Kym Prewitt and you say, I really love that, I want to go back and take that show and share it, and you look for it on Facebook or Instagram, they're not there because Meta gets rid of those shows after 30 days, but they're all on YouTube, 750 plus shows of really inspirational stories like this. So go to our YouTube channel as well. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're nearing the end of the show. Take this show and share it with your family and your friends, and make sure that, as we did last time, that they can hear, let's start something like this. So again, Rise Day is what we've been mentioning. They have the big reveal of how much money raised during that. You do that. Is that in April, Kimmy?
Yes, it's in April. I think the best way to sort of put a bow on this is to go back to the purpose of the whole organization of youth leadership, and everything we do through Rise is still based on that foundation of belonging and the students, empowering the students to create the culture. Mm-hmm. And it is a culture of kindness, and it's a culture of service, and they have tremendous ownership, and it's not easy to do it that way. Yeah. It's easier sometimes. I'm sure, Monica, you're probably like this too. Like, if I want it done, I'm just going to do it myself. It's easier to do it myself. Want to do it right, I'm going to do it myself. Right. How many of us work that way? But in this, you really need to teach them how to do it. And so you have to do that every year. But if you do it that way, you reap the rewards. I mean, things that are easy are not always worth it. It's things that are hard that are worth it. And Absolutely. So these students truly have ownership. It's something that they build, they create, and they belong to it, and it belongs to them. And that ownership and connection is critical.
There's nothing like it. And it is. I mean, so true for so many of us that are watching going, yep, here, just give it to me. Let me do it. That doesn't serve you or anyone else. It's I know it's hard sometimes to delegate and to let go, but there's nothing better than paying it forward and teaching. Maybe it takes a little bit longer, but that's okay. Slow down, break it down, help them, because somebody along the way helped us for us to ever get there, right? Somebody helped us. So you're really, truly paying it forward. I do want to say this. So Rise, by the way, has been recognized by Varsity Brands 2 years as one of the top 10 high school service projects, folks, in the country, and was also recognized as the top youth in philanthropy program in Alabama. What does that mean to you, Kym?
Well, it means I love it because it's the students that were recognized. When we got the varsity recognition, I took some kids and we went to Orlando and went to this. In fact, that's one of the pictures that's in there, that's in your group. But it's just a great extra, and it's an extra reward, to get an award like that. But the real reward is just what they experience in doing it, honestly.
I'm going to do this in our recap, Kym, because we showed so much, but every picture that Kym sent us, I just want her to go back. And as you watch these, and each and every one of you, I want you to tell me if you could, whether it's a couple words, whether it is, full sentences or paragraphs or whatever, that you say, I look at all this, I look at us going into our 8th year, And as I look through each and every one of them, this is what rises to the top, right? This is what comes to mind, because I can hear the smile in your voice, but I can hear your heart, honestly, Kym. I can hear just how full your heart is. So as you look through these, I'm going to let you do that before we do our devotional. Just wrap it up for me and what this means to you, of what you've accomplished. You, again, not you, but the entire community in Vestavia Hills.
Mm-hmm. It's really hard to put into words. And when it's just like anything that, it's going to be hard on the front end. Once you start engaging in it, it propels you. The work propels you. But these students watching every day, the light bulb come on of, this is what it means to serve other people, and this is how it feels, and this is what it means to have purpose, and this is what it feels like to have an idea and make it come to fruition. There has been nothing more rewarding as a teacher to me than to watch them learn to live lives of service to others and to become great citizens. And I have watched them, because now we've been doing it, this in particular, for 8 years. So the kids who started it are now young adults, contributing to the world. And I'm watching them reflect all of these lessons that they learned. They learned how to problem solve. They learned how to work together. They learned how to set goals and make things happen, how to take initiative, how to have to communicate something well to someone else. The list of lessons learned is long, and it will apply for the rest of their lives. And that's what I'm proudest of for them.
Well, and for anybody that's watching saying, wow, what an accomplishment that they did, this is the potential that I want you to see that can be done in your community as well. And I think the really powerful thing is for you to know, yes, it will be hard. But we always say this, nothing in life that comes easy is anything that we talk about for generations to come. We talk about the blood, sweat, tears that someone overcame, a community came together. And yes, at the end of the day, I'm sure the kids are exhausted, but you just heard the one story of probably thousands that Kym has heard of, I'm so proud that we did this. Look at what we did, right? It's that fist pump in the air. Look at what we is the powerful word. Look what we are able to accomplish.
Well, and then the ultimate result would be stories that we will never know of the lives that were touched through this AYA program at UAB.
Sure. I love it. I'm so proud. Again, I'll be putting in the comments how you can get in touch with Kym, but it's Kym Prewitt at Gmail. And I want you to do so. Okay, before we wrap up, let me look back. I saw somebody asking about the picture behind you. I think there it is. Off the subject. Kym, I'm intrigued by the painting. Hand painted, and is that someone special to your family? I like it.
No, but so a good friend of mine is a local artist. Her name's Carol Carmichael, and she's just the most lovely person that I know. And she painted that, and I bought it from her. But you know what it reminds me of? Lauren Daigle. Do you know the
I love her. Yes.
Yeah, I think she might have an album cover where she's looking up like that. And it kind of reminds me of that. So I don't know. I just loved it too. It just spoke to me. So.
Well, when Kym and I were coming up with the show a couple of weeks ago, and we were trying to figure out where she was going to come to me from her home, she almost did it, because I want to give you props. She almost did it in a room where, Kym's talented in so many ways. And when I went to your house the first time, I was like, wait a minute, what are these? And she's like, oh, I did that. So do you paint and draw?
I do. Not like that. But
come on, I want to give you props. How far is that room from where you're sitting right now?
It's not far, but
can you walk? Come on, I want to see it.
No, I can't. It's not worth it. No. Let's go to the ocean, Monica.
We will. Michelle, by the way, just said, hi, Kym. You look as gorgeous as ever. Michelle's my best friend that came down to Alabama.
Yes. Hey, Michelle.
And Linda said, you can't put that in one word. Love, compassion, kind, rewarding, peace. Absolutely. So much of that.
Love's a good one.
Love is a good one. All right, we are going to do the devotional. Kym, thank you again so very much. Give my love to Aunt Janet. I love Juju and Nina and everybody.
I will, and I'll be praying for your mama, Monica.
I know you will. And by the way, please be safe. We'll be checking in on you with this crazy weather that's coming. So stay inside, stay warm.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
All right, everyone. So yes, we love to bring devotion and faith in at the end of the show, and the prayers, right? The prayers that have been coming around for my mother. And I see a lot of you. Please, if you did tune in, don't think I didn't talk about Mom. We did, but you can go back to the beginning and watch this really funny video. But thank you all. I see it. Lynn, sending more prayers for you and your sweet mama. Again, so many. Thank you. Just one across the board. Thank you. And so she was watching. I'm not sure if she still is, but she was watching. So she sees you. And if you want to drop any comments into her, you can do so. So we like to bring the devotionals in, and I get more and more from this wonderful community. We're talking about community, right? You have just blessed me with some amazing devotionals. I originally bought the 100 Days to Freedom books from Stephen Arterburn, and that's what we read on set. We just added a new one. It's called 100 Days of Healing. And I'm going to be reading that one a lot and probably reading it to my mom while she's in recovery in the hospital. And then when she goes to therapy is healing, but healing on so many levels. I want to thank, though, some of the community that introduced me to Sarah Young. Originally, it was the Jesus Calling book. This one, though, is called Jesus Listens. And so we go to today, January 22nd, and it is Sovereign God. I want to live in your presence more consistently, open to you and your will for me. But when something interferes with my plans or desires, I tend to resent the interference. I think that is a really powerful phrase. Think about that. We want things done at a certain time. When they're not done in our timing, we get frustrated. We get angry. People turn away from community. People turn away from their faith. They are resentful because they don't like, again, the timing of it all, or why is this chaos coming into place? Instead of pushing down those resentful feelings, though, I need to increase my awareness of them, be present with it. Why are we going through the turmoil? We go through that roller coaster of life we talk about, right? Let them come all the way up to the surface, right? We're going to come back to the word rise. Let them rise. As you bring those negative feelings into the light of your presence, you're able to set me free from them. The ultimate solution to my rebellious tendencies is submission to your authority over me. Now, intellectually, I rejoice in your sovereignty. Without it, the world would be a terrifying place, folks. Yet when your sovereign will encroaches on my little domain of control, I often react with telltale resentment. Your word, though, teaches that the best response to losses or thwarted hopes is praise. The Lord gives and the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Help me remember that all good things are gifts from you. Please train me to respond to my blessings with gratitude rather than feeling entitled to them, and prepare me to let go of anything you take from me without letting go of your hand. In your praiseworthy name, Jesus, amen. You heard my voice break up there a little bit at the end because it's the hard part. When I got that phone call that something had happened and my mom had fallen, and immediately was, I don't know if you all saw that video. It was the craziest thing, but every day I pray and say, just to kind of put a visualization on it, put my mom in a bubble wrap of safety, put my husband as he goes out and he is our hero, put my family, put my dearest friends. And I always do this, and I can visualize bubble wrap of safety. And I will tell you right away when I got that call that she had fallen, and then my hope is, as we're driving out and racing to the hospital, please don't let anything be broke. As soon as I said that, got a text. She broke her femur. It's that constant, why? God, no, why? Why am I a mom, right? And then we go back. And my prayer this morning was heal. Please heal her. Please don't let the pain be that it lasts to the level of 11. She said it was an 11 yesterday. Let's take that healing away. Every day, put your healing hands on her. And I know you've got her, right? Let go and let God. It's one of my favorite things to say in life. I know it's difficult. It's difficult when we are pushed against the wall of fear and pain and that anxiety. But again, I was telling my mom yesterday, as the pain was taking over and I saw her little shoulders rise, I had her grab my hand and I said, squeeze it as hard as you want. I can't believe how strong she is. She was squeezing it. And I said, breathe with me. And she was like, I can't. I said, we can. Breathe with me, right? And it's the calmness that you're looking for, that God spoke through me to calm her. And that's my belief. Again, if you are struggling, and I understand that, it's okay. If you're intrigued by faith, please reach out. There's a community waiting there for you. And when you step into wherever you feel that connection to God, let go and let him. Let the tears flow. Let the inspiration be there. Let the chills be there. Let the anger be there. Go through the emotions, but please don't stay there, right? There's steps that we can take ahead, and there's a community waiting there for you. I love you all so dearly. Tomorrow, we have a Foodie Friday that you're going to love. Carondelet Kitchen and Carondelet Garden. I want you to follow both of them on Instagram. Again, I've been reaching out to chefs and restaurants for the last 6 months. And then in the last 3 weeks, it was me looking on Instagram and looking at these beautiful food pictures that would pop up, started following them. And these are maybe home chefs. These are people that, although I thought it was just a home chef, or I hate the word just, was a home chef, that suddenly turned into, they have this background of teaching, Le Cordon Bleu, and you name it. I couldn't believe what came out of some of these. That's what's happened over the last 3 weeks. And we're going to do that again tomorrow. So Dr. Beth Russell is my guest tomorrow. And again, Carondelet Kitchen, go ahead and start following them today, so you already know before we go into this tomorrow. Carondelet Kitchen, Carondelet Garden. You're going to love what she and her husband do, by the way. Super cool old people. That's what they call themselves. We're going to make her grandma's Cool Whip dessert tomorrow in the Slyman Brothers kitchen. Can't wait for that. And then we'll, of course, be talking with Beckett Moore as we break down what the weather, right? What the heck is coming to us and all across the United States in this cold, frigid, dangerously cold pattern. So if there's ever been a time to check on those that you love, it's this weekend. And I love you all. Thank you so much. And until tomorrow morning, remember, anywhere you go today, look right into someone's eyes and be kind to them. God bless you all. I'll see you in the morning.